How do you go from this?
With the third pick, the San Francisco 49ers select Trey Lance.
Oh my God, it's Trey Lance.
It is Trey Lance.
Oh.
Look, that threw us for a loop.
Hey, Trey Lance, you ready to do this thing, man?
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the 49ers, buddy.
To this.
We have some updates out of San Francisco in the quarterback room. The 49ers are naming Sam Darnold as their number 2 quarterback, and the team is exploring options with Trey Lance. Darnold will be back up to Brock Purdy, while the future of Lance, the number 3 overall pick, is unclear.
If it's a bust, there's so much company, as it's yet another example of a high first-round quarterback who flops.
That's the story of Trey Lance, the quarterback who went from being a high prospect to a third-string quarterback on the 49ers roster. In this video, we're going to explore the rise and fall of Trey Lance, but potentially another rise. Let's get into it. Trey Lance was one of the most intriguing prospects in the 2021 NFL Draft. He played college football at North Dakota State University, a small school in the FCS, which is a level below FBS, where most of the top college teams play. However, despite playing against weaker competition, Lance dominated his opponents and led his team to a perfect 16-0 record and a national championship in 2019. He also won several awards, including the Walter Payton Award, which is equivalent to the Heisman Trophy, the Jerry Rice Award, which is a Freshman of the Year, and the Missouri Valley Football Conference Offensive Player of the Year Award. Lance's college stats were impressive, both as a passer and a runner. In 2019, he completed 66.9% of his passes for 2,786 yards, 28 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. He also rushed for 1,100 yards and 14 touchdowns on 169 carries. He averaged 9.7 yards per pass attempt and 6.5 yards per rush attempt, and had a passer rating of 180.6. In his brief career at North Dakota State, he threw for 2,947 yards, 30 touchdowns, and had only 1 interception, all while rushing 1,325 yards and 18 touchdowns. Lance's best performance in college came in big games. In the 2019 FCS Championship game against James Madison, he ran for 166 yards and a touchdown of 30 carries, while throwing in 72 yards on 6 completions. They ended up winning, and he was named the game's most outstanding player. In his only game in 2020, he threw for 149 yards and 2 touchdowns, and ran for 143 yards and 2 touchdowns against Central Arkansas. He showed his arm, mobility, and accuracy in those games, as well as leadership and poise. Trey Lance had all the physical tools and intangibles that NFL scouts look for in a franchise quarterback. He was compared to players like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Lamar Jackson, and was projected to be top 5 pick in the 2021 NFL
Marcus,
Draft.
same question to you. Who's your biggest winner today so far?
Jay, absolutely it's San Francisco. Listen, this is beautiful for the San Francisco 49ers if the guy that they've identified to be their quarterback pans out to be what they expect him to be, coupled with all of the things that they already have. San Fran, I believe, won.
The San Francisco 49ers were so enamored with Lance that they traded up from the number 12 spot to the number 3 spot in the draft to select him. They gave up their 2021 first-round pick, which was the number 12 pick, the 2022 first-round pick, number 29, the 2022 third-round pick, which was 101, and their 2023 first-round pick, which was number 29, to the Miami Dolphins for the number 3 overall pick. Yeah, that's a huge price to pay for a quarterback who had only played for 1 full season at a lower level of competition. However, the 49ers hoped that Lance would be their quarterback of the future, all the while learning from veteran quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo and eventually take over as the starter. They envisioned him as a dual-threat weapon who could run 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan's offense to perfection. However, things did not go as planned for Lance or the 49ers. Lance spent most of his rookie season as a backup to Jimmy Garoppolo, who was the established starter at the time. He only appeared in 4 games that season, completing 9 of 18 passes for 102 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception.
Lance taking a shot wide open. First down and more. Sherfield.
He also ran for 51 yards on 7 carries, and he showed flashes of potential, but made some obvious rookie mistakes.
Lots of time. Throwing and intercepted. Picked off at the 35-yard line by Desmond King, who's coming back on the...
Unfortunately, though, Lance did not improve much in his second season either. He struggled with his accuracy and decision-making during training camp and preseason games. Despite starting off slow, though, Lance would become the starter for the upcoming 2022 season, but unfortunately suffered a season-ending ankle injury in Week 2.
And Lance is down right now. That was quite the hit. This should give you a sense, if you're watching at home, how seemingly serious the injury was to Lance, to his lower leg.
By the time Lance was healthy again, Brock Purdy, a rookie out of Iowa State University, had usurped him. Purdy became the 49ers starting quarterback his rookie season and led the team to a 10-game winning streak and the NFC Championship game appearance, becoming one of the few rookie quarterbacks to do so. Things would continue to get worse for Lance when the 49ers signed former New York Jets and Carolina Panthers quarterback Sam Darnold in free agency in March of 2023. Darnold, who had been a bust for the Jets but had a dynamic run down the stretch of the previous season with the Panthers, impressed the coaches and teammates with his work ethic and performance during the offseason, quickly surpassing Lance on the depth chart and becoming the number 2 quarterback behind Brock. Lance would be demoted to 3rd string quarterback and was reportedly unhappy and was allowed to leave the team's facility and miss practice after receiving the news. Head coach Kyle Shanahan said that he really hopes the team keeps Lance, but the quarterback moving on is inevitable. Trey Lance went from being a high prospect to a 3rd string quarterback on the 49ers roster in less than 2 years.
This was a failure and it hurt the Niners organization. The fact that they've been so good in spite of it is a testament to, I think, the talent of a few stars on their team and also their unbelievable coaching on both sides of the ball.
Oh, and those picks the 49ers gave up to get Trey? Yeah, those picks were used by the other teams just to draft, some all-pro players like wide receiver Jamar Chase and linebacker Micah Parsons. And the others were used as trade value for Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, and Bradley Chubb, just to name a few. So, I guess the real question now is, what's next?
Breaking news here on NFL Total Access. Movement in the Trey Lance saga. After he did not win the QB2 job in San Francisco, the 49ers have now found a trade partner. First reaction to what this means, both now for Trey Lance and for the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm just trying to soak it all in right now. Wow, that's my reaction.
Jerry Jones trades for Trey Lance. Your guess is as good as mine, folks.
Very excited to be here, first and foremost. Just excited to continue to get to know the guys. And obviously, for me, it's just learning, taking it one day at a time. Not really trying to look too far forward or anything like that. But really right now, just kind of be a sponge and learn and enjoy every day.
Frankly, he needs reps. More specifically, live game reps. And the kind of live game reps you can't get in practice or even in preseason. But I'll leave the question to you. What do you think of Trey Lance's story? And do you think he could turn his career around in Dallas? Personally, I hope he does. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. And since we're talking about Dallas, check out this video I made about why the Cowboys are called America's team and if they still deserve the name today.